All right. So tell the people who you are, what you do on YouTube, and what you will be doing in the future.
My name is Chaunseyy and Steven. I'm the creator of the YouTube channel Chaunseyy, and I'm here with my friend Steven.
I'm Steven. I'm the creator of the channel Jaywalker Vlogs.
And we just kind of found each other. We live in the same town. We found each other. We share the same passions for filming, getting out there, doing new things. And I think it's been about a year almost since we've met. And this beginning of the year, we decided we wanted to work on something together. And that's where Your Florida Neighbors kind of came out of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think, well, it might be a 1 year that I've been following you guys, or at least watching your videos. You guys basically make regional journalism, like independent journalism for the regional area you live in. And I found that interesting. Like, how did it came up? Like, I know you guys met each other, but why did you start doing this?
Yeah, we both had a passion for nonfiction, you know, and we kind of believe that everyone's got a story to share, and you know, there's always someone that has a story to tell. And me personally, I've been a big lover of documentaries most of my life. I don't know if you've heard of Michael Moore, D.A. Pennebaker, Werner Herzog. It's like some of my biggest influencers for me as like a filmmaker. And then I actually met Sean across a Reddit post. I saw him make a video about meeting strangers, and I was like, holy crap, this guy's like local and he's doing like documentary crap like I want to do. And you know, it's history ever since then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I saw
for me, you know, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
For me, you know, I'm getting old. I feel like I'm turning 30 this year. But last year I wanted forever, for the last 10 years, I always tell myself I'm gonna start a YouTube channel, just put out content, see what happens. And last year was the year I finally just committed to it. And my goal was to put out a video at least once a month. I think I only got 10 out, but you know, even those 10 videos really, you know, helped me expand the way I meet people, the way I talk to people, the way I feel in public. It really helped me. And like I said, I got to meet so many new people, including Steven. And this is, you know, just one of the benefits of really getting out there and talking to people.
Yeah. For me, when I saw those videos, I felt like I was taking part in a story, like especially the first one when it's about like meeting people, like manufactured love, was it called, right? Like manufactured love, a Valentine's special. And you're basically trying to meet someone, like making a girlfriend, basically. And it felt like you were telling a story with that, and that's, I think, what is supposed to happen in a documentary or in a journalistic piece. In like, if you want to be a little bit strict in journalism, you should be more objective, but this is more like a documentaries thing, and documentaries don't need to be strictly objective about topics. They should always tell a story. If you take, for example, Shane Dawson, that does this hour-long or several parts long documentaries, they're telling stories. They're not objective. They don't. I think people may see it that way, that he's trying to take out the truth out of it, but he's actually telling a story. It's entertainment, basically.
Yeah.
So what is your stance?
I believe.
What is your stance on like documentaries in general?
I believe that storytelling is one of the oldest tools we have as mankind. You know, like cavemen sitting around the fire, drawing little cave drawings and stuff. Like we're built as humans to listen to other people's stories and take them in and apply those to our lives and stuff. So I just really think storytelling is really just getting to your roots. And it's just so natural just to listen to other people's stories, and you know, really everyone's got one to tell. It's always interesting.
Yeah, I agree. I think one of the questions I always ask, and I will ask you guys this the same question, is if people could give advice for people that is starting their channels. And it's always a very personal thing as well, when they start talking about this stuff. So it's gonna be later where I ask this question. But yeah, I agree. Like, everyone has a personal story to tell. Everyone has their own experiences, and finding those out. I think that's what drives the channel, Chaunseyy. I think that's what drives the channel. There's those personal stories. Even though I don't live in America, even though I don't live in those cities, I can relate to those stories because it sounds like something that is that could happen, and it did happen. It's real. All right. What you guys are working on right now? Like you have been taking a hiatus, I think. The last video make was 8 months ago or something like that. So last year.
We're pretty much working on the first season of Your Florida Neighbors right now.
Mhm.
We're gonna try to have them all edited and put them out, but I had a problem with my hard drive. I'm the cameraman for Your Florida Neighbors, if you don't know, and so I formatted all the video to my hard drive, external hard drive, and something went wrong with it, and I ended up losing the first 3 episodes we shot for Your Florida Neighbor. So we shot one more episode, and I've been trying to recover the files and stuff.
Yeah.
But pretty much we're still in the production part of this first season.
When it comes to production, you guys already have a very high tier of editing and of equipment. Everything is pretty high. So you guys working on, what was it called? Floating Neighbors?
Your Florida Neighbor.
Can you repeat that?
Your Florida Neighbors.
You Florida Neighbors. Okay. What is it about? Like, is it the same style as we have been seeing before? Will it be paid? Will it be free? Will it be on TV?
It is going to be free. It's all on. We'll be posting on our website, YouTube, and then whatever the radio station, which we'll talk about later, wants to do with the footage or audio bites. It's going to be a totally different style. Instead of me in front of the camera or Steve in front of the camera, we're both going to typically be behind the camera, and the whole focus is just on the individual and giving them that platform to tell their story.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about YouTube, because clearly I discovered you via YouTube, and one of the reasons I think you kept coming up in my mind is because I do this every once in a while, and when people ask who are one of the YouTubers that you would see for or upcoming YouTubers that you expect more from coming up, would be you, Tuzel, and a bunch of few others like Boomerang TKO, Isaac. They probably know each other. They probably don't know you, but I am. I'm pretty much a nerd for pretty much always looking for small YouTubers because I think there's a lot of potential out there that just doesn't see the light of day, because the YouTube is not made for discovery. It's made to keep you on the side, which I can understand. I have slightly changed my position on YouTube. I was very, very critical of it. I still am, but I have slightly changed. When you were YouTubing, not doing the independent stuff, what was your experience with YouTube?
Well, I went into it not really expecting much. Just I just wanted to make some videos and have it as a creative output. I can put some energy into and just say I tried. So I wasn't really ever looking for the views or the algorithms to catch on, but so I got some videos that did okay, and it's good to have feedback, and like this, you found it, so I'm glad I'm here talking to you right now. But again, I never had high hopes, but I know it is tough to break into YouTube for sure.
Yeah, that's pretty much the same for me. When I started YouTube, I was really, really big into watching vlogs. Like Casey Neistat, he was one of my top guys. The godfather of YouTube, whatever you want to call him. And just a couple other vloggers. And I was like, hey, if these guys can do it, why can't I? So I, bought a camera and started vlogging, and would get around 300 something views. And it was all organic. I didn't promote it to any of my friends or anything because I was kind of shy about it. But eventually I grew from wanting to do more with video than just vlogs. and I wanted to do something that was meaningful and made an impact and could make a change in our environment. So that's kind of when I stumbled upon documentaries and, you know, cinema verite, all the like good things about film is more than just vlogs.
Yeah, of course. I mean, often it happens that a creator will start producing one type of content and grow up with that, and will never be able to break away from that type of content, because that's what people want to see. And if he does anything else, people are not going to watch, because people want to watch one type of video. That's why personality-driven channels are very stable, and topic-driven channels are they come and go. If you, for example, maybe you guys not that into YouTube, but there are channels, for example, that read out Reddit posts, right? And those come up very quickly, but they also go away very quickly, because there's nothing behind it. Like there's no human behind.
I'm not a big fan of this.
True.
There's not a real human behind.
Content. You're just
there's no. I know quite a few. I follow quite a few, and from the year I've been doing this, they grow very quickly, and they stagnate very quickly, and they drop off very quickly as well. So yeah,
it's true.
What are some bad? Like, of course, you made good experiences, I assume, on your channel. I mean, it's not like anyone could hate your content. Everything is well made. What are some bad experiences you had?
Man, Steven, you want to go first on that? Do you have any off the top of your head, you know?
The worst experiences I've had is just comments from people that's just really nasty, you know, and stuff that really just discourages you, which is, you know, expected. You know, if you post on YouTube, you're putting yourself out there. You got to have tough skin. But also just, you know, making a video and you think it's going to do really, really good. And you're like, man, this is the one that's going to make me big. And then you make it and then it does like worse than all your other videos. And you're like, come on, you know, if you guys would just watch it, you would see. I mean, that's pretty much it for me. Just seeing like other people make videos, it's like less effort put into it and they get more views, you know, that type of thing. Other than that, that's all there is.
Yeah, for me, I guess I've been pretty lucky. You know, I've been pretty blessed in the comments. No one's really gotten too hateful. My the highest viewed video I have does have over 400 comments, and I don't know what kind of happened there, but none of them are really hateful. But you do see some definitely weirdos make it in there. And it is mostly about the topic and not about anyone really in the video. So that was kind of nice.
It's the interview.
You should tell them about how. You need to tell them about how Vice stole your video. That would be the worst experience for you.
Oh yeah.
What?
Well, you know, it's not confirmed, but I mean, it was bound to happen. It's a big news. It was a big news thing. But who did steal my photo was Tosh.0.
Oh wait.
Tosh.0 did use my.
Okay, so it was the interview with the Florida man who was arrested because he had the sticker "Eat my ass" or "I eat ass," right?
Right.
And I remember that case because I was like, there's a legal case here, because first of all, like Tosh.0 can just take your shit without your consent, because they are not really commenting on because I watched the Tosh.0 thing and I really am into like copyright and shit and fair use, and this is like, oh, this is not commentary. He's not commenting on the fucking footage. He's just taking the footage. So I don't know. There's a legal case here.
I don't know. I would never. I don't know. I would never pursue it, but I think it's a gray area because Dylan Webb was the one that posted the photo. So I'm not sure how that works, even though my friend took the photo on my phone and then I sent it to Dylan and then he posted it on his Twitter.
Because they cut off. So I don't. They cut. They cut you off and then they leave the Florida man there, and I'm like, they can't do that. It's like, this is literally trying to hide who is behind the photo.
Yeah, that's my only gripe, I guess. They could have just left me in but they had to like crop me. They left an arm in, so I got that. That was nice.
Yeah.
But it happens. It's not a big deal. But
okay.
That,
I mean, I get it. Like, it's also like a fucking pain in the ass to pursue things like that because,
right.
Unfortunately, well, fucking, we're getting to politics again. But unfortunately, money drives justice. If you have a lot of money, you can get a lot of justice.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Money equals justice. But let's move away from that. You like I mentioned before, you do like more local stuff. You look for stories, I guess, in your local areas. I assume your next project is about those stories as well. How do you even come up? Like, how do you even find those? Like, are you just searching on the internet all the time on Reddit, or are you searching for places or people to look for? Do you have like a modal MO, or like is it just random?
So here's an example. So like for the case for Dylan Webb, the Florida man, someone just posted it randomly on my news feed on Facebook, and I was like, Dylan Webb, okay, that's an interesting story. Let me see where in Florida he is. He was an hour away from me, so I reached out to him and I drove out there, and that's history. But I think for your Florida neighbors concept, it's going to be more. I kept the name Florida in it, so we could go out, outside town. We're from Tallahassee, Florida, and get any story within Florida and still be relevant to our channel.
Yeah.
But but I mean, I kind of grew up here. I've been here for 15 years, and there's people around here that they're famous, quote unquote, locally, and you can always find people around here. It's a pretty big city, and then I mean, we got other ideas with other towns. There's the list goes on. When you're limited to an entire state of Florida, you're never going to run out of ideas.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah, we basically just stay up to date with the culture, and like the last person that we filmed, I was on Snapchat and I saw him on somebody's story. He's a guy who like dances on the side of the street, and like I've just been hearing a lot about him, so I just pick up on these things. And Sean's known about him for a long time too. And I asked like, where was he at? And found out where he was at, and we just went there and filmed him. And that's pretty much how we find the people, is just keeping an eye out on social media and in person, just word of mouth, a lot of times.
Yeah.
Right.
Are there like any like urban legends or urban mysteries or urban legend stories where you come from?
Man, that's a good point. I mean, there's a couple unsolved murders around here. But as far as urban, what do you got, Steven?
I can't think of any. You'd probably know more than that because you've been around Tallahassee longer than me.
Right.
I know about that cement factory, but that's not really.
Oh yeah.
What is the
there's
cement?
Just a lot of people that.
What is about the cement
There's just
factory?
a lot of people that weird people around town that you'll see every day, but no one really knows their story, and that's that's why we decided to make this channel, just to get their stories out there.
Yeah, it reminded me a little bit of the TV series Channel Zero. If you guys know that series.
No, I'm not familiar.
So Channel Zero is about like urban legends, and it's like it has a similar style. When I watched your videos, it had a similar vibe, not a style but a vibe to it. Like, oh, you have this town somewhere, and it looks like every town basically, but there's a story behind the characters in it. And for example, Crandall Cove was the first season, and it was basically about an urban legend where kids, when they were younger, they were watching this TV series. And this TV series wasn't a real TV series. It was the children were developing not superpowers, but like psychic abilities. That's what was happening, right? And the twins that had these psychic abilities, they killed each other, or one killed the other. Or it was an accident, whatever. And then after years and years, the other twin comes back, and basically they duke it out. Basically, the other twin wants to come back from the dead and so on. Like it's like a urban legend story. It's crazy.
Interesting.
But
it's interesting you brought up psychics, because one of the ideas we have is to go actually down to Casadega, Florida, which is known as the psychic capital of the world, just because of how many psychic and mediums live in that town. And I think that was going to be like a whole episode, 20 minutes, whatever, and just going around talking to these people and how they make a living.
Do you guys believe in
I think
magic
that'd be good.
and stuff like that?
Magic.
Do you guys believe in magic and psychics and so on?
No, I don't think so. I'm not a believer in psychics.
I think it depends. Like I don't know, like people that say they believe in ghosts, I feel like if you really saw a ghost, you would be talking about it for a long time.
Yeah, I'm a strong no as well. I'm a strong no. It is weird. There are definitely things that happen to me that are weird, but they are almost always explainable. Like there's nothing that's like, oh, it's almost like, oh yeah, I probably imagine. Like, do you guys probably know about the Mandela effect, right?
Yeah.
So that's clearly just when you were a kid, you were dumb and couldn't really remember how something was written. That's it. Like, as a child, you were dumb and you remember something wrong. That's it. Like, happened all the time. Like at some point, you as a child you forget how to spell your own name. So how the fuck will you know how to spell Berenstein, which is like a German word, which is like a German word imported into English, which sounds fucking ridiculous to me, because it's Berenstein in German.
That's the one I was thinking of when you said that.
Yeah, it's like in German, it's like, oh, you're spelling it wrong.
And I think confirmation bias too. When everyone says, "Yeah, I remember it that way," then everyone's like, "Yeah, it was that way, wasn't it?" And like everyone just makes themselves believe.
Yeah, Mandela did die, before he was president. Of course. Like, there's definitely modern cults. Except even on YouTube, I would assume there's at least one cult, which I would, if you guys know Onision, I would definitely call his group a cult, because
really,
even after all the things he did, proven, people still hold to him. People still support this person. So it's like, it's pretty much
they'll just follow him no matter what.
Yeah, and he has control, like he has information control over his followers, like on his Patreon and so on. He has like, if you use the bite model, which is like how to figure out if a group is a cult or not, he ranks pretty high with his stuff. So
interesting.
So yeah, I would say there's at least one cult in YouTube.
I would believe it.
YouTube is
it's a powerful tool.
Yeah.
It can be used in the wrong ways and it can be used in the right ways, but it's easier said than done, I guess.
Yeah. How long have you?
I'm honestly surprised. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You're surprised.
I was just gonna say I'm just honestly surprised YouTube's still around after all the things they've been doing and demonetizing all that. I'm just surprised nothing's popped up.
Like that Elsagate shit.
YouTube. Yeah, and all the child stuff that's been going on last year.
Yeah.
Man, it's been crazy.
Look,
Spider-Man, Elsa.
Look, I don't want to be like a Debbie Downer, but YouTube is doing everything correctly from a business standpoint.
Oh yeah,
if you
I agree with that.
If you look at their numbers, they made $50 billion in ad revenue alone. I saw they are public now. Like they have been a public traded company forever, but I think someone forced them to release that, because if they didn't need to, they wouldn't ever release that. But they released the stats, and I looked at it. For the last 3 years, like in 2018, they made $11 billion. 2019, they made $13 billion. And this year, they made $15 billion in ad revenue alone. And you have to think, YouTube is not only ads. You have movies, and you have rentals, and you have also now subscriptions. They have live streaming now, and they take 30% from that. They said it adds up to $3 billion more, but they also are hiding how much YouTube is actually making, because other YouTube revenues are hidden somewhere in the Google revenues on the financial report. I looked at it, and it's like, yeah, you're hiding actually how much YouTube is actually making. So I hear this often from YouTubers, especially when they're a little bit bigger, that YouTube is unprofitable and it's not making Google any money. And like, this is simply not true.
Oh,
if Google,
I believe that.
If YouTube wasn't making money, they would have been kicked. Like, this YouTube platform would literally not exist.
My argument was always that I'm sorry, go ahead, Steven.
I was just gonna say real quick, I don't know if you guys could fact check this, but I heard on the news the other day about YouTube, because of the coronavirus, I guess, they changed all videos to play in SD, not HD anymore. Or something like that. I don't know.
This is general, because I work in a tech company. In general, when things like that happen, they try to keep the costs to minimum. So I wouldn't. I would think that YouTube would take this cost cutting measures, like playing videos on a lower tier, so that it takes less bandwidth and they can serve more.
Right.
Which most people won't even see because they're watching on their phones. Like, so most people won't even notice.
I saw it and I was like, what the hell does that, how does that help the coronavirus? I don't understand.
Oh, it's
but I guess it makes sense.
It frees up bigger bandwidth.
Yeah.
More people are at home now.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
More people are at home, more people are using it, so you have
it just clicked for me.
Yeah, you have to free up bandwidth. So one, it works, and second, it's a cost cutting measure.
Well, good for them.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Sean? I'm sorry for interrupting.
Oh no, you're fine. I was gonna say my argument has always been, or my dislike towards YouTube has always been, that they've definitely changed as a platform, and they're no longer for the content creator. They're just it's all for money now, which is fine. That's that's how you run a business. But I'm just ashamed that nothing's really popped up that is more favorable to a content creator. Where I don't know.
There's something like called Library. There's something like BitChute, the Clipfish, Dailymotion, several more.
Right.
I looked at all of them. The problem is, if you like Epic, the platform Epic, the games platform Epic versus Steam. Mm-hmm. When Epic came to the market, they weren't fighting Steam. They were fighting Steam plus 10 years of development plus 10 years of customer acquisition. Like, you cannot fight that. Mm-hmm. And on YouTube, it's the same thing. You're not fighting YouTube. You're fighting YouTube plus 10 years of development of the site, plus 10 years of custom acquisition, plus you're fighting Google, basically.
Right. It's a hard battle.
So whatever company comes up that can take away YouTube's power will be the next Google.
Right. Or be bought out.
Before
that can happen.
Yeah. I mean, for example, Twitch, which is the second biggest streaming platform. YouTube is still the first biggest streaming platform when it comes to user-generated content. They are not even playing in the same ballpark as YouTube. They made 300 million in ad revenue, and YouTube made 15 billion. It's not like it's not even the same galaxy. It's like not even the same universe. Like, they are universes apart. It's the parallel dimension, basically.
Mm-hmm. But they both have one thing in common, though, is they're both totally reliant on their creators.
Yep.
And without their creators, like if Twitch didn't have, Ninja on there and stuff, they would be nothing. They would be making no money.
Yep.
So I think they do need to do a little bit more for the creators, because they're kind of what made them all their money.
I think on Twitch more, but they are more reliant on creators because they have basically no evergreen content.
Yeah.
On YouTube less, because you have big corporations also putting their stuff up. I have a thing that one of my subscribers said. Maybe you could comment on that. So his hypothesis was a lot of older people are getting more tech savvy and they're watching YouTube as well. And they have a little bit more attention span. So when they click on something, they will probably watch it until the end. and those people are, they know like the late night host shows and this old series and the old series and the old guard of media, and when they go on YouTube, they watch exactly that. But even though it has a low view count, it has a high retention rate because they watch everything.
Right.
So his hypothesis was those old people that are coming onto net are basically pushing the old guard forward because they have a lot of time. It's similar to children. Like YouTube is basically either completely for children or completely for old people. Like, do you guys understand what he meant?
All right, Steven, we got to switch up our ideas here. We gotta go for those old people views.
Yeah.
I mean, you
get that viewer retention.
I mean, what you guys
No, that makes a lot of sense, though.
But I think what you guys do is something that old people watch. You just would need like a name. That's what is missing. Basically, the brand. Like, right. get some old guard media to go on your show, and maybe you could convert some old people.
Hey, we're gonna try.
we could call Mike up, Sean.
Oh yeah, he would love that.
Have you guys done something like? I think you, Steven, said you didn't do any marketing for YouTube channel. Sean, have you tried to do something like a big marketing push for your stuff?
Not really. I just do the usual on Twitter. Nothing crazy. Right this minute is a talk. I don't know what they review, like viral videos. They pulled up a couple of my videos and talked to them on air, and that was pretty cool. That got me, some free publicity, but that's about it. I haven't bought any airtime or anything like that.
I know of people that do that. I think it never works, but
Yeah, it works, especially if you got good content and you pay to get it out there and for people to see it, they'll come back and it works. But a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't have good content, to be honest, and that's what makes it so hard to push out.
That's the biggest thing. I was always quality over quantity, and right. I have such high standards of myself that I was always too scared to like put it out there.
Yeah.
But a tip I will give to new creators: if you're making content, you need to share it on Facebook for all your friends and family to see. Even if it's embarrassing, that's going to get you that base started. And I listen to like Gary Vee and all those kind of people, and they all say the same thing. You need to just put your shit out there and not care what people say. And that was where I messed up.
Yeah.
And also
consistency. It also helps your confidence.
Yeah.
Because your friends and family aren't probably going to shit on your ideas, but they'll get you more comfortable to get out there too.
Yeah. I think what Steven, what you said, I would like add to it, because sure, you put it out there, but also be aware of your own mistakes. Like if you look back at your catalog and you're not improving, then there's probably something wrong with your content. And I know, like, I'm not the best YouTuber ever. I know that. But I'm trying to improve. That's like my fucking motto. Improve every video. Do something. Something in the background or something in the foreground. Like, just improving.
Yeah.
I think, because I would say the first 100 pieces you make will fucking suck. Mm-hmm. I would say the first 100 pieces, like, your guys seem. Did you guys have any like experience before? Because it was already at a high level.
Nope, I had no experience.
Really. I took a production class in high school, but that's about it.
I guess it's like a born talent. Like, you guys already knew what you wanted to do with it.
I started out making horrible videos, and I would watch the big creators like Casey Neistat and stuff, and their videos were so perfect, and that's really hard to deal with when you're starting out and your videos suck really bad. And you're like, how do I make videos that are good like that? Yeah. But exactly like you said, just keep uploading. The first 100 uploads probably will suck, but you just got to keep doing it. And that was one thing I noticed was every video I made got better and better.
Yeah.
And that was really encouraging to keep going.
Right. I always said, if you admire a YouTuber, go back as far as you can see and watch their oldest videos. And you can, even if they don't delete them, that's the hardest part. Sometimes they get deleted, but you can, even if they don't get deleted, you can see such a huge improvement from when they first started to where they are now, and that's really encouraging to
Oh yeah,
like see that.
Watch someone like the biggest YouTuber on earth, PewDiePie. Like watch his first videos. Like, what the fuck? Like how did this guy ever do something out of his life? Like it's horrible. Like, it's like we maybe you guys are not so deep into the small YouTuber subreddits or like a small YouTuber community as I am. I try to distance myself a little bit because it can get toxic, especially when you go against the grain. There's a lot of talk like you have to do perfect SEO and title and thumbnails are the most important thing. I'm like, not really. Not really. It's like it's part of it, but it's not everything. Like I go against the grain and then I get shit on, which is fine. But I lost my thought. Fuck.
When you said the new YouTuber, it made me think of when I would go on the new YouTube subreddit, and all I would see is everyone's just like, watch my video.
Yeah, it doesn't
and
help.
then I would post a video and nobody would watch it.
Yeah.
Like, nobody wants to watch your video. They just want you to watch their video.
Yeah.
Well, that's not where you go to find viewers, though.
Yeah.
Because that's not your base. You know, you got to find a base where they want to watch your videos. Those people are just trying to get you to watch their videos. I see that a lot, you know, go post there, but it doesn't help at all. It's a waste of time.
If you want to improve, if you want someone like I do this sometimes, I go in there and watch a full video and try to pick out timestamps and give actual pointers. Like, here you could improve.
Right, yeah.
This is like, I do this because I think if I had someone like this, like me, like doing this with me, I would have improved faster. Because in the beginning, the worst thing you have is like you have no one that can shit on you as well. Like no one can say you suck, improve. That's also a bad thing. It's not only you don't have anyone watching, it's also you have no one shitting on you and saying, hey, you suck, improve.
Yeah, I totally agree. You kind of have to have tough skin to be able to improve. You know, you need to learn that, you know, your stuff's not perfect the way it is, and you know, you definitely need to keep trying to make it better.
So yeah, I totally forgot where I was going with this. Fuck.
Man, no worries.
Anyways, one video I really liked was attending a first year con event in Tallahassee, where I interviewed this Goth woman. Is that correct? That was very.
That is Alexandria Goth.
Yeah. She
is the world Goth queen. It's a worldwide pageant, and she won in 2018, and I think she's still technically reigning as of this year as well. Or, I'm sorry, she probably won 2019. I'd have to fact check that, but
she's popping on Instagram too.
Yeah, she's she got Facebook. She does live streams. She's a really nice woman. She talks about very huge advocate for anti-bullying, self-esteem. You know, just she's great. She's very, very nice woman. Do
you keep up with the guests you had, like with the people you had on your show? Like I can imagine you had someone like you judged like a horse race or a horse competition. Like, did you keep up with any one of those?
You know, I really tried to, and I wanted to go this year and volunteer, but I was out of town. But most of them, like Alexandria, I still talk to. The guys from Getting Two Strangers to Hang Out, I still talk to those guys. You know, it's all about getting out there and meeting people, and that's what makes it fun.
Yeah. The thing, the why I ask is because like I actually started a YouTube channel. Also, one of the reasons was like I am lonely. I'm a lonely fucker. So it's like, hey, let's make friends online because unfortunately, I was always an internet person. I'm not a typical fat beer neck. But like, I watch anime. I read fucking manga. I watch cartoons. I play fucking video games. So as you can imagine, I'm a fucking typical nerd. Or it's stereotypical nerd kind of. So I'm also like a little bit not that outgoing. I don't like going out actually.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, I'm the same way.
Please go on.
Sorry, go ahead.
You can go, Steven.
I was just gonna say I am the same way, man. I'm an introvert by nature, and that's why I like to be behind the camera and not in front of it. That's all I was gonna say.
One of the whole reasons I decided to start the channel last year was I was doing a lot of job interviews, looking for a job, and I was getting nervous during the interviews, and I just felt like I wasn't speaking clearly or good enough. So I started like, I'm just gonna go out and talk to people and just film it. It's content, it'll work. And if you watch the Valentine's one, again, I was pretty drunk during that video just to like calm my nerves. But it's really funny now because I can just go out during those later videos. I was just going out, I didn't have to drink any whiskey to go out and talk to people. And it's all about progress, and that's just one of the
Do you think the camera and the microphone puts like a barrier between you and the person, and that allows you to be more outgoing?
Right, and that's the whole idea with the suit, was to kind of get some intimidation factor, so they would feel more, intimidated than I would be going out there and talking to people that I don't know.
I mean, I always found it strange, but also endearing that you had a suit, because I love suits. My whole character is around suits.
Also
so I'm like, is this like a thing that you like? Do you want to like be professional, or is this more like it's like a cloud of armor, right? Like an armor, like a battle armor. You put it on, and
there's also just a gimmick. I didn't see a lot of small YouTubers out in suits, so I was like, you know what? You gotta stand out anywhere you can.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I see it's more like I said before, I had to put on my gear. It's like, I see it's like a piece of gear, basically. You put it on, you feel like a little better. If you there's even studies that show, for example, if you wear a lab coat, you become smarter. If you think the same lab coat is a painter's coat, nothing changes. So there's definitely effects to how you dress that can improve your psychology.
Yeah, I believe it.
So it's always
like the late night talk show hosts, they all wear suits.
Yeah. Why? Why they don't wear like a Hawaiian shirt or something like that?
Oh, that'd be good. Some cutoff shorts with some sandals.
Yeah, that would be something different, right? That would be something that could make you different. In that, like on YouTube, it's exactly the other way around. Suits are less.
Yeah.
But on TV is like, if you didn't have a suit, that would be the new thing. It's almost like it's inverted. Like on YouTube, it's everything is inverted.
Someone's gonna steal this idea,
They can steal it. I talked about this project that I probably spent over 300 hours, way too much. I'm still working on it. But one of the ideas was, I gathered in a lot of data, and I also gathered the Twitter, the Facebook, the emails from developers, and I said for the marketing strategy would be, I tagged all of them in one Twitter thread. Like, I've never seen this done before. I have seen this, like, there's always a list, but like a gigantic list with 300 people on it, I've never seen that done it before. Maybe I get banned, but like it's pretty interesting.
Maybe. Did you see any like pickup from that?
What? From what?
The post?
Oh, I'm not done it. Like, I'm still working on it. Like, the script is done, the data is gathered. I have to get some nice visuals for it, and then record the whole thing. This is more of a long-term project, but I always have to have one project ready because I upload every week. That's my goal.
Right.
This project always gets pushed back because there's always something I have to do for a different project. So, for example, right now, I was working on something. Guess what? I have to cut out a bunch of figures for like a 30-second segment on the video. I'm like, oh, fuck, cutting out figures for like a few seconds of footage. So yeah.
Yeah. It has that production value though.
Yeah. It's like, if I was lazy, I could just like show footage and that's it. There's just B-roll and but that's not very engaging, I think.
Yeah, you're cheating yourself.
Yeah, you're cheating yourself, you're cheating the viewers. It's not very visual but pleasing. Have you guys any editing tricks that you use all the time to maybe hide or mask something?
No, just the normal shortcuts.
Yeah,
Nothing crazy.
just the keyboard shortcuts make so much of a difference when you edit.
That's
like
true.
on Final Cut. Yeah, just to find the fastest way you can do it, because it takes so long.
But how does a typical video forms? Like, how long does it take from inception to finalized product?
It depends.
I could tell you those first couple of videos I was making, just the editing time alone was hours. I was working on a laptop, an old laptop. That's all I had at the time. I had 2 gigs of RAM.
Oh
I had
man,
Adobe on there, Adobe Premiere, editing videos. The render time took a day, 24 hours. But back then I was like super passionate about it, and I wanted to get these videos out, and I could sit there and do it for an hour or a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's like I got like a 32 gig RAM computer now, so it's like
Ooh, baby.
That's
That's a lot of RAM.
I can't do that, man.
Yeah, it's hearing like you guys having the same struggles as everyone else has always brings me back, like, because often when I'm doing my stuff as well, but when I'm hearing other people doing their stuff, and they always tell me, or I tell them, oh, I feel a little bit demotivated because of this and that. Why are people not watching my videos? I'm putting so much time in it. Like, yeah, I think everyone goes through the same problems, right? Like, everyone has their ups and downs. Being consistent, it definitely helps. But generally speaking, I don't think you can do a magic wand and then all your problems are done.
Right. No, it is definitely a process, and you get the hang of it after a while.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like, sure. I mean, sure, and some things are a little bit demotivating, like people that have no effort in their stuff, but because of certain viewer groups, they still are hugely successful. The problem is, do you want those viewers? That's the question. Do you want those people on your video? Like, I probably wouldn't. So it's like, do you want to choose your own viewership? If I could choose my own viewership, I would choose people that, are at least a little bit mature.
Yeah.
Is that a correct word?
Yeah, it's nice to have a nice a group of people.
Yeah. Instead of
nice viewers.
Instead of a hive mind, or whatever. Man. Yeah.
Same thing, like I was saying, like quality over quantity. Like, even with the viewers, if you have like 5 or 6 viewers that really, really care about you and they're really about what you're trying to do, or if you have 100 viewers that they're just like commenting and they're like, I liked your video, will you go like mine? And like, I would much rather have those 5 or 6 viewers that really care.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Did you guys had a lot of in beginning something like that? Watch, please like my video.
Yeah, of course. I don't know how. It just follows small channels around, I guess. I don't know where they come from. Maybe Twitter, I think, but man,
probably those hashtags.
I usually just delete them because
yeah, I report them as well. Like, especially when it's spam, when it looks like spam.
Exactly, yeah.
But I mean, on Instagram,
I had a couple people though. I had one person that would actually comment like really good, and it was like my first person that would comment stuff, and that was like the best feeling ever. I was like, I got to make videos just for this one person.
Yep.
Like, I don't care who else sees it.
Yep. I had one similar viewer, and he's very wholesome. He always like also always is completely honest. Like, you suck when you sucked here. This was wrong. I like this part. There you should improve. Like, he's completely honest, and I love him for that. He's very wholesome though. So yeah, this is actually, I think. Do you guys? I know, again, maybe I'm too deep into this new YouTuber subreddit culture, or the small subreddit culture. But people always do this because you're passionate about it and so on. But I always like, yeah, sure, you should do because you're passionate about it, but you're creating because you want people to watch, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Like, this is like, isn't this a part of the whole process? People, you know, getting people to watch your stuff, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's like the same thing on Instagram. People make posts for all these likes, you know, and it's almost like a competition to see who can get more likes. I mean, it's really no different on YouTube. I mean, most of the people don't care like who has more views, but obviously you want to have, you know, the more views the better, and it is a good feeling when you look at a video and you see it's got like 1,000 views and you're like, oh damn, you know, that 1,000 people watched me.
That's a
You
lot
know,
of
it's like
people.
it feels pretty special. Yeah.
Especially when you have a few comments as well that are not only you did a good job, but also, hey, you could improve here and there, or I dislike this part. I don't know. Maybe I have a wrong. Maybe I'm just have a different connection to those things. But I think also negative comment can be productive. Can be
constructive criticism is very important. Yeah.
Even if it's negative, so as long as it's constructive,
you
can have a benefit from it.
Yeah, because it's kind of hard to see your own mistakes when you've watched the footage over so many times, you know, and it's like, it's not even, you know, it's not what the other people are seeing it like, you know. So it's good to have other opinions, like outside opinions.
Yeah. So since you guys, you guys have a day job, right? Both of you?
Yeah. I do.
I'm in college. Actually. I don't have a
job. So college and college is a day job, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
But you pay for it instead of you getting paid.
yeah.
Anyways, are you guys like, do you guys find time to watch YouTube, like to engage in various communities, in watching stuff? What do you guys even watch, really?
Yeah, I am always on YouTube. YouTube is like my go-to. I really love Funhouse, a sub channel off of Rooster Teeth.
Yeah.
Pay Money Wubby is also up there. He's great. I'm probably forgetting all these channels I watch, but
I'm looking right now because I can't remember.
I know.
David Dobrik. I watch David Dobrik a lot because he's got really good charisma, and I feel like he's a good kind of a good person to look at, you know, to be charismatic and just positive.
Yeah.
Let me see. I've been playing a lot of chess, so I've watched a couple of chess channels on YouTube. And I even look at Jake and Logan Paul because I feel like they've really got their formula figured out, and they kind of have they're kind of doing something right, you know. And I feel like Logan Paul, you know, he had a lot of that controversy back in the day, but he's really grown as a person, you know, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think he's a little bit more mature now than he was, and he's not really making videos for such a young audience.
I mean,
Kasim G.
What?
Kasim G, OG of YouTube. He doesn't really upload anymore.
It does sound familiar.
Yeah, he was a huge inspiration of, you know, even starting a channel. He does a lot of what I did, like man on the street kind of stuff, but obviously way better. Anything from the McElroy family, Polygon, anything like that. Internet comment etiquette, and of course you got to mention Ross Creations, dude down in South Florida.
Ross
amazing videos, uploads every week. Great guy.
He has the other channel called Vlog Creations.
Right. I watch the vlog because it's usually longer and there's a lot. It's just not the pranks or whatever.
He's very charismatic too. I think he's a good influence.
Yeah. Man.
Also, just to add on to that, not even on YouTube, but because, you know, we're into documentary filmmaking, you know, just going on Netflix or whatever and watching good documentaries is really my, like, one of my biggest inspirations to see like a story from start to finish. And like, I don't know, have you guys seen Blackfish?
I've heard about it.
I don't know if I've watched it.
That is probably the first documentary that made me like sit back afterwards and I was like, holy crap. I was like, what did I just experience, you know?
Yeah.
And just that feeling is what I want to be able to give to other people. Just so many documentaries. I couldn't even name them all right now, but that's my biggest thing right now.
I generally like documentaries. The only problem I have is when the documentary tries to pass on a message, like the one about food, about the fast food wrestling. I get it. I've even worked in such a big company with the big with the big yellow sign. It's like I know this kind of stuff. I think everybody knows it. And you watch it and you get like a feeling of, oh, I shouldn't buy there anymore for 2 days, and on the third day it's like, I should go go there buy another one. It's like documentaries that try to push such a message, even though I think it's important to have, they don't
have their personal agenda.
They don't have the impact or the entertaining factor as the other one has. Like, this one will age very poorly, I think.
Yeah, I think that's why it's important to watch them all, because then you can learn what not to take away from this one, and like Michael Moore. I don't know if you guys know about him, but I know you know about him, Sean, but he's one of the biggest, like he won an Oscar for his documentary in 2002 called Bowling for Columbine.
Yeah.
And it was about school shootings in America. And one thing that's very like confrontational about him is that he puts his personal agenda on the movies, and he fluffs up the facts a little bit and stuff where it's not really completely 100% true. But he says that, a documentary is a story and he's the storyteller, and I don't know, he has his like motives, but if you watch it though, it is a really great story. And I kind of think that, it's just like how people make fiction movies, and it's like, I'm not really explaining it well, but it's just things to look at and take away from.
I think not many people know that, but documentaries are not journalistic pieces. Like, I don't know how many people know that, but documentaries are entertainment, as far as I know, from the definition. Like, it's not defined that you are supposed to be like truthful. You can fluff up certain parts of the story if it fits the story you're trying to tell.
Like the message he's trying to put across or whatever.
I'm thinking about, like, especially on YouTube, the example is Shane Dawson. Like, a lot of people think, he's exposing someone. It's like, no. Like, guys don't understand. This is entertainment. This is not for. This is not.
He's not trying to uncover videos too.
Yeah, it's great. It's entertainment, but it's not trying to uncover the truth. It's entertainment.
Exactly. I love the expose style. Like short documentaries, whatever you want to call them. That's one of my favorite pieces. Something that's like kind of hard hitting. It's just cool to me.
There are also
like the Tiger King.
No, please go on.
Have you heard about the Tiger King documentary on Netflix?
Everything sounds familiar, but I think I didn't watch it.
Oh man, I don't. It's like everywhere on Facebook right now, and it's just like the biggest thing. But I mean, I can't even explain everything. But you just gotta look it up. Tiger King. It's freaking crazy, and it's almost exactly what I would like to try to do one day, to make a documentary about somebody that you would never otherwise care about or give two thoughts about, and then they just tell the man's whole story, and it's like murder for hire, and all kind of crazy, and it's just so crazy.
I think
it's a wonderful story.
Yeah, I think that's the appeal of documentaries, right? Like, stories that you would otherwise not know, and told in an entertainment way. There are also documentary styles of videos or movies that take the more journalistic or objective approach. If anyone knows about the channel Nerdslayer, he's a MMO YouTuber basically, but he does investigative stuff. So he looks at financials of a company, he looks at statements of a company, he looks at the history of the company, he looks at people. When he has the time, he interviews people and looks for the reason why an MMO failed, why it's now gone. So that would it takes parts of documentary style, but it does pride itself that it's underlined with facts, so more objective. So yeah,
I'll have to check them out. It sounds good.
There's definitely like the middle ground where it's between journalism and entertainment. Someone like Last Week Tonight, like John Oliver's probably one of the biggest late night shows, even on YouTube. Yeah. Even on YouTube itself, what he does is entertainment first. Of course, there's a message and there are facts behind it, but also he twists the truth sometimes. He fluffs up the truth sometimes to bring his point across. Mm-hmm. So yeah. I think the people call it I forgot the name. There's a specific name for this kind of journalism. Good.
Kind of like gonzo documentary or journalism. I mean,
mockumentaries. There's also something like that.
Yeah.
Where everything is fake, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good. I think we talked about a lot of things. Do you guys have any topics you want to talk about?
Sean?
What about you, Steve? I don't think so. I think we covered a lot of it.
Yeah. Just pretty much,
Then as tradition, I would like you two to people that are starting out right now on YouTube, or maybe as a filmmaker, what advice would you give them if they are starting out right now?
It's all about consistency, and that's I can sit up here and preach about consistency, but it's just one of the things I didn't do. Even though I was trying to do one a month, I still couldn't do one a month for a year. But it's just all about consistency. No matter set low goals and you work up to bigger goals. That's all I got to say about that.
Set milestones and carry around a notepad or just write it on your phone. Whenever you get an idea, just put it down right away, because those always end up being the best ones, the ones you just think of randomly. And don't be too ashamed to try and pursue your dreams. Think that you're not good enough, or you don't sound cool enough. You don't have enough this or that. You don't have a good enough camera. None of that matters. I started off filming on my phone. It was a Samsung Galaxy S8, and I used that for like a year because the story is what's more important. Your content is what's more important than the camera, the microphone. Everyone gets so caught up in the equipment and stuff. So just remember what it's all about. It's about it's like the caveman sitting around the fire telling stories. And that's all it is. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah. That's a nice send off. Do you have anything to say to the viewers? No?
Check out the website, yourfloridaneighbors.com. We're also on Instagram and YouTube. We haven't posted anything yet, of course, because we're getting that backlog.
Season 1
coming out soon.
I will link everything in the description as always. As I always do. Okay. To the guests. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
Please don't leave right now. But to everyone watching, take care of yourselves and have a nice day. Bye-bye.